Good morning, students. I, Pankaj Singh Thapa, welcomes you all in this class of English for grade 11 and 12. Children, today we are going to study about society and some typical norms of society. So children, if I talk about society, so functions, celebrations, partying, I think these all are parts of a society, and we usually take part in these functions, and we are highly appreciative and enthusiastic about such kind of functions, whether it's a marriage party, a birthday party, or an occasion which is very special to you, where all your near and dear ones have been invited. So children, slowly and slowly, if I move towards our today's topic, that is a slow glide towards the topic, will, I think, make the thing easily, engulfed by you in a positive note. Children, if you love enjoying partying, functions, definitely you must know how to invite your guests and how to formally invite them, some typical ones, and how to informally invite some other ones. So children, let's disclose our topic of discussion today. That is, we are going to study about invitation letters. So children, what are invitation letters? Actually, these are letters or cards written to invite the guests to a particular occasion. Now, children, guests are of different kinds. Some are very near and dear to us, like our friends, relatives, and maybe some VIP person who requires our personal attention. And some guests are there whom we don't know, but we have a relation with them. So every guest requires a different kind of treatment. Children, as out of your 10 friends, all are not the same. Out of these 5 fingers, not a single one is same. In the same manner, different kinds of guests require different kind of treatment, different kind of behavior. Suppose if a VIP is there, MLA or MP of your area, whom you know very well, and you just simply send a card for your function, inviting him on your brother's marriage or sister's marriage, he may get insulted because first of all he is MLA or MP, and secondly he is well known to you, he knows you personally. So he requires an informal and personal invitation letter to be sent personally, a handwritten letter. So that guest would get an informal letter, handwritten one. Now suppose your uncle's cousin's aunt and aunt's sister is there. In fact, you would have never interacted with that person. He had never come to your house, but he or she is your relative. And if you want to invite that person, there is no need of a personal touch. You can send an invitation card to that person, inviting him or her on that particular occasion. So that would be a formal invitation letter. So children, by now I think I have discussed with you invitation letter and why to send invitation letter. Because there are some norms of society which we have to follow. Otherwise everyone would have a bunch of books in his or her hands and he will pass out every college, school and university. But that does not happen. You have to take admission, go through the process, study, work hard. After that, step by step, you get all your certificates and degrees. Why? Because it's a norm of the society. In the same way, sending invitation letter is also a norm of the society. And as I told you earlier, different persons require different treatment. So we do have two kinds of invitation letters. First, informal, and second, formal. So let's study these invitation letters one by one. First of all, let's begin with informal letter. So children, as I have already told you, an informal invitation letter is generally written to a VIP, a very important person, MLA, MP, or a highly renowned person. Not only this, you can write informal invitation letter to your near and dear ones also, your friends, your relatives. Alright. So informal invitation, because you have a personal touch with them. A VIP also has a personal touch with you. Similarly, your friends and relatives also have a personal touch with you. Therefore, you can write an informal invitation letter to them. Similarly, you can write to these persons also. If we take the case of formal invitation letter, actually these are printed cards, and these cards are designed to invite guests to a particular occasion. Like it may be a marriage feast, farewell party, birthday party, whatever be the case. So here personal letter, here printed cards. So this is the main differentiation. This is the main differentiation between these two types of invitation letters. That informal invitation letter is a personal letter that is handwritten, and formal invitation letter is a kind of printed letter. Now children, let's move on to the chief or main characteristics of these kinds of letters. So first, let's come to the informal invitation letter. So children, the main differentiation which is again noticed in informal and formal invitation letter is that in informal invitation letter you can use first and second person pronoun, and here you have to use third person pronoun. Is it clear? Let me exemplify you. Like here, what is the first person? I. Second person, you. So I, suppose you are writing to a VIP. So I, suppose Mohit wants to invite you on the marriage party of my brother. because directly you are speaking to the invitee. But suppose if this is the case, suppose if this is a printed letter, then Mr. and Mrs. Khurana invite you on the marriage party of their son on 15th of September 2020. So we have used here third person pronoun. So this is the main difference, children. Here we used first and second person, and here we used third person. Informal invitation letter has a personal touch because we are personally related to that person, or that person is highly esteemed person of society. So we do have to be very personal and kind of emotional touch with that person. So personal feelings are there in informal letter. Like, I'd be highly obliged if you grace the occasion with your presence. Directly the person is speaking to the invitee. Here writer's address is given in the usual place. So actually, as it is a letter, so this has a format of informal letter. The informal invitation letter has the format of informal letter. Children, I will explain you everything in detail in my next video, where I will exemplify the invitation letters, different kind of examples I'll put forward. I'll discuss the difference and everything. So writer's address is given in the usual place. Then comes the salutation, and salutation includes dear plus name, like dear Ravi, dear Dinesh, like this. Date of writing is there, but we don't generally mention the year. It is a customary practice said that we mention the date, but we don't mention the year. Year is generally omitted. Then different tenses are used. 12 types of tenses are there in English grammar. So we may use different kinds of tenses according to our need. Children, I have supplied to you 5 to 6 videos, lectures on the topic tense. So please go through them again to build up your foundation of tense, so as to construct nice sentences. So children, date of writing is there, but year is omitted. Different tenses are used, and then complementary clause is yours sincerely. See children, in formal letters I have told you, see, if we leave all these things, if I come to letter writing and especially formal letters, I told you 2 types of complementary clause: yours truly, yours sincerely. If the person is a stranger to you, yours truly. If you know that person a little bit, yours sincerely. So here in informal invitation letter, the complementary clause is yours sincerely. Because why? Because you know that person a little bit. If a VIP is there, if an MLA or MP is there, although he may not be a daily friend of yours, but he may be an esteemed person who knows you. So complementary clause is yours sincerely. Now children, if we move to the main characteristics of a formal letter, so as I gave the differentiation, here first and second person pronoun, here it is third person pronoun. As I told you, Mr. and Mrs. and Mr. Khurana invite the pleasure of your company on the marriage party of their son on 21st of September 2020 in Ashirwad Banquet Hall, Haldwani. So if you just notice what all did I speak, so you may be able to point out that whatever I spoke answers these questions like who, whom, when, where, what time, for what. So for what? Marriage party. Where? Ashirwad Banquet Hall. Who? It will be mentioned. So the invitation letter in the form of card answers these questions. Then other details we mentioned, that is name, designation, address of organizer or chief guest, if any chief guest is there in the function. We don't include the name of the addressee. It includes the occasion. As I told you, occasion, the marriage party, name of the invitee, who has got invited, and then name of the host, like Mrs. and Mr. Khurana wants the pleasure of your company. So name of the host, and at last date, time and venue. So children, these are some of the main characteristics of formal and informal invitation letter, and hope you might have got some idea about these invitation letters. And that's all in today's video. Detailed explanation will be provided to you in the second part of the video on invitation letter. So till then, goodbye. Thank you.